Thank you. Welcome to High School Backups Podcast. My name is Nick, and welcome to episode 34. That's just a wild guess, as it is every week. Thank you, Justin. And today we have our first special guest of what we hope will be many. Jake, take it away.
So, our special guest is none other than my friend and boss, Alex Talcott, who is a lawyer out of New Hampshire. He works for a company he founds, advises, and invests in. These include real estate and technology ventures. That's actually what brings him here today. That those technology ventures include gaming tech, which provided him a very good excuse to mix pleasure and business by going to a gaming expo. So, Alex, why don't you tell us about any sports business you've done before?
Yeah, sure. Good to join you guys. I'm joining you guys from Durham, New Hampshire today. Go Wildcats. And yeah, I get myself jobs as a lawyer by making myself the lawyer on my deals. So that's a fun way to get hired when you hire yourself. And when you're a lawyer, it's generally said if you represent yourself, you have an idiot for a client. And you know, fortunately for me, I represent myself not when I'm in trouble, but when I'm doing deals. Before I did my own deals, I helped companies and I helped lawyers helping companies figure out different deals. I worked for a law firm in New York City, which is known for helping with the acquisition of the Marlins and later the Red Sox. And I was with them at a time when they were doing quite a bit of work on NHL franchise bankruptcies. So the Ottawa Senators, once upon a time, were just I helped a business in name only. And I know that hockey is an okay sport to mention here because Jake or whoever was manning the Twitter account earlier today, there we go. We were talking about how much we like the retro black 8 games a season hockey jerseys that have been rolled out. I mean, they're only $300, no big deal. Um, New Hampshire, man, we get to save on the sales tax at least. But yeah, so I enjoyed that law firm, which had a sports law practice, which is really the way that you have to go if you're a lawyer who's interested in doing stuff in sports. I remember I knew I wanted to be a lawyer, and if I really thought about dream job type roles, I would have loved to have been in the legal department of the New York Mets, which is my childhood baseball team. You can't see it now, but I do have tons of Red Sox stuff behind me now. I have my National League side of my background and my American League side. Um, but then I looked at like the Mets legal department, and I saw it was all of 3 attorneys, and so I was like, ooh, that's not so great. And I looked at people like David Stern, the commissioner of the NBA, and I saw that he was at a law firm called Proskauer Rose. A law firm that I first did work with was called Sherman and Sterling. They're both law firms that have strong sports law practices. And so supporting some of the cutting edge deals that they were doing was something that I did in my late teens, early 20s. After college, I went to Notre Dame for law school. And, Rudy uh, became part of the team before he was part of the team by helping to paint them helmets. I'm not handy with a spray can, so I tutored student athletes at Notre Dame, and that was a blast. I had a McDonald's All American basketball player who I worked with in freshman philosophy. I had a special teams football captain, but all the jock sniffers wanted to work with like the basketball players and the football players, but you had to help out anybody who came. So I also helped out uh, gymnastics team members and fencers and volleyball players. And I was the maniac who went to their games too and was like among the few cheering in the crowds for the non-revenue sports. But I absolutely loved it. And I increasingly find myself working with student athletes in different ventures that I do now, whether I'm investing in real estate or companies. Um, no hate to your generation, but maybe a little hate to your generation. Pretty entitled. I'm not a total old fogey. I'm not a generation older than you. I'm only a half generation older than you. But yeah, definitely some snowflakes and stuff. And I enjoy. I'm not a tyrant by any means, but I talk pretty fast. I talk pretty directly, and I find that student athletes, be they hockey players or football players, offensive linemen are my favorite because they really work hard without any glory whatsoever. I actually worked talking about a student athlete. I actually worked a couple summers ago with a starting long snapper at Stanford. And if you ever see the Wonderlic tests type stuff, it's the long snappers who are usually the smarty pants on the field. So a Stanford long snapper is like a really great combination of, resilience and effort and smarts. So I'm currently working with the captain of the UNH hockey team and one of the leading defensive players on the UNH team for football is somebody who I work with. Really, really, really love working with student athletes. I find when I travel for work, a lot of the circles that I'm running in are just like winners who are like physically fit and killing it in business. I'm only sort of 1 out of 2 at the moment. See, and again, the camera's not working, so you can't see my dad gut. That's cool. But usually when I'm like rolling with different people who are killing in business, it's like so often they were like Division I college athletes or something. So that's kind of an interesting thing when you get older. It seems to be a lot of the most successful people are, winning in different domains of life. But the sports stuff now is really interesting because sports gaming is really blowing up in a field that I'm working in, and that's the Web3 space. So we're doing a little bit of Web3-ish stuff just by virtue of connecting on Discord now. Discord's huge for people in the Web3 and NFT community to inspire on the evolution and revolution that is the future. And an awful lot of those people are gamers, So I'm interacting with a lot of people who are gamers, who are sports video game enthusiasts. And, I go where the money is and where the interest rates aren't. So banks have been awful, for any of you guys who may be looking to, borrow money for your first homes or anything like that. Man, you guys might be waiting a little while. It's tough to put away that savings if, you got inflation and income growth isn't happening so much. And yeah, it's a really, really tough time for real estate. So I've shifted from real estate investing to more tech stuff and to more stuff in the entertainment space, which are recession resilient.
That's awesome. I'm only going to take that long snapper comment as a justification to how smart I am because I was a high school long snapper.
Well, it's funny you guys are like high school backups, and I was laughing because I was not a high school backup in sports. I was a high school starter, but in volleyball, not in.
Let's go.
So I don't know. That's
Out of the
probably a
water.
wash, right?
For the
Being like a
record,
backup
I
in
was
football, being a starter in volleyball.
For the record, I was a starting long snapper, but nobody cares. That's awesome. No, thank you for that introduction, Alex. And honestly, I didn't know that you had worked or at least been involved with some of those acquisitions and the bankruptcy stuff. So that's awesome. I did not know that. That's so cool.
I mean, when you work for that's one of the things that I talk with students about sometimes is like, if you get to start out working for a company that has clients, you don't have to worry about getting like hired by all those clients that people have like heard of. So it's like my sister like works in corporate communications, and Toyota was not going to take her in-house when she was coming out of school as an English lit major from a liberal arts college, but an agency was willing to work her to the bones and let her to do all kinds of projects for different companies who are their clients. So by working for a law firm, and this is true if you work for an investment bank or any other kind of large company, sometimes you get to work on projects that are bigger than yourself, and that's always kind of neat. Be a small part of something big.
Absolutely. And so I know that you mentioned that you were a Mets fan again, which I didn't know, but let's talk about your favorite sports teams. What teams are you like fans of? Where do your roots lie when it comes to sports?
I mean, that's what's hard. So I was born in Queens, grew up Long Island, New York, so it was ridiculously easy to get to the former Shea Stadium of the New York Mets. It was 25 minutes from around the block from my house, so I had a backyard and a really quick way to see Major League Baseball, which was amazing. And their stadium is adjacent to Arthur Ashe Stadium for the U.S. Open. You get to check out tennis. For hockey, it was easier to check out the Rangers than it was the Islanders. So growing up in the 80s, being pretty oblivious to sports, my parents were not sports fans. I was utterly aware that the Islanders were winning 4 straight Stanley Cups in my in my backyard. And then even when I became, a teenager and maybe a little bit more okay to go to places like malls when malls used to be a thing and sporting events, it was easier to just hop on that same train going to Madison Square Garden, 40 minutes from my house, and watch Rangers games. Basketball was tricky because the New York Knicks were extremely expensive, hot ticket. So I couldn't really afford that. But I was able to go see St. John's basketball games at the Garden and other college basketball doubleheaders for $5. So that was great. And the 2 times I did see the Knicks play in my childhood, Patrick Ewing was injured both times. And it was during an era when the backup wasn't even somebody kind of interesting, like a Bill Cartwright or something. I think Brad Lowhouse. Yeah, great white hope that he was like his backup. So that was kind of unfortunate. And then like when I went to college, I got all into Dartmouth athletics. Like nice little 8-team Ivy League conference where you just play the other 7 teams, and the regular season is where it's at. They don't participate in the FCS playoffs under any circumstances. They're the latest college hockey team to start their season because of the academic calendar every year. First college hockey game I ever went to, Dartmouth lost to Princeton 9-0, but I still had a fantastic time. And that's one of those things, if you guys have ever been somewhere for the first time and it rains and you still love it or whatever, that's a sign that you're hooked. So I loved college hockey, even though, my team got spanked. And since then, I lived in Chicago for a time. So I followed Chicago teams. I add and I don't delete sports. And because I love my students so much and my business partners, pretty much anytime like they're a fan of their alma mater or some school, that just gives me that much more reason to pay a little bit of attention to them. I worked at a prep school where the head of school was the polar bear mascot at Bowdoin College when he was a student. And then I later went into business with a guy who is the Lehigh University Mountain Hawk. So I have a tendency to find my way to meet people who are like nerdy and super enthusiastic about sports, to the extent that they either become mascots or they make sports podcasts in their spare time. So those and y'all are my people.
So what I'm hearing is you're a New York sports fan stuck in New Hampshire, much like Kyle is.
Well, check this out, man. Like, this is what you can do, especially because modern players are constant free agents. It's pretty easy to string your teams together by a player who might be a common thread. So for me, the biggest one was always Tom Seaver, because Tom Seaver pitched for the Red Sox and the Mets and the White Sox. So that really connects the places that I've spent most of my time. So at some point, I'm gonna have my like artsy daughter make me some sort of like quilted sort of together like 3-team Tom Seaver jersey.
Dude, that's so awesome. Yeah, no, I do not know if you know this, but Austin and Kyle are both Yankees fans. So I figured I'd give you that little tidbit of information.
Well, here's what I'll say about the Yankees. So people are familiar with the idea of the curse of the Babe. That befell the Red Sox for a long time. But as a Mets fan growing up in the 80s and 90s, we would always talk about the curse of Nolan Ryan. So Nolan Ryan was his first major league team was the Mets. He recorded a Angels. But yeah, not with the Mets. And then what happened that was even funnier during my childhood was guys who were really good on the Mets would go to the Yankees to throw not only no hitters but like perfect games. So like David Cone threw one for the Yankees after he was a Met. Gooden, after winning the Cy Young and the Rookie of the Year the same year in a World Series, he goes and he throws a perfect game, for the Yankees. So I'm always pretty good humored about that, I guess. Have to be.
Yeah, I love. I mean, most of us, other than Kyle and us, are pretty, I guess, straight up Boston/New England fans. So we've kind of been pampered our whole life, right? Into this sort of winning
We're
culture.
reminded by the
so-
banners every time you go to like Logan Airport. It's like insane.
Exactly, and it
Oh,
never
you
gets
wanna talk
old
about
because it
entitlement.
just never goes away. It never really goes away because there's never really a time where all 4 teams suck. So even right now, the Patriots suck, but the Bruins and Celtics are fighting for championships this year. So
Nick, you know that I'm probably the most spoiled because I'm only a Yankee fan.
Oh
So, like,
yeah.
not in the
only
last 20
have-
years, though. Not in
No,
the last
not-
20 years,
But
though.
like as success goes, they haven't won championships, but they've always been like competing for them. So like no matter what, I always have a team. Like almost all 4 teams my entire life have always been competing for them like most of my life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but we
I'm
talked about
always able to find a team to root for because of, again, those friends teams. So like, thanks to Jake, I guess I'm going to consider myself a Regent University fan on some level. I already was an adopted Plymouth State fan, though, I have to say,
Love
because
it.
my son plays a lot of sports. He's 8, and he plays lacrosse. His assistant coach this past summer was a guy on the Plymouth lacrosse team, and I thought he was just a fantastic coach, high energy, charismatic, friendly, skilled, and so I have a new reason to root for y'all.
Wait, Alex,
Oh.
what position does your son play in lacrosse? I'm just curious.
He's a natural midfielder. He's tenacious.
Does he take face-offs?
Yeah.
I'll teach him for free.
Uh,
I'm
I
dead
sounds like he's
serious.
pretty
I was
good
I
already.
was
Yeah,
recruited to
and
take
then
face-offs.
we went to the PLL quarterfinals when they were at Foxborough this summer.
Yep.
and
Hey,
got to
so did
meet
we.
Milkman, the face-off specialist, which was awesome.
Nice, that's awesome.
Yeah, and
And
my
a bunch
son
of
has
us
flowing-
went there too while we were there.
Yeah.
That's so
Oh,
awesome.
cool.
So
Yeah, my
little-
son has flowing blonde locks, and so they look kind of funny.
Sounds like a
together.
lax, bro.
Mhm.
Yeah,
No,
he's got
little-
surfer hair and all that good stuff. He's way cooler than I am.
Little known fact: Jacob Shares was a D3 face-off lacrosse recruit. But
D3. Oh.
D3.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
No, just
Come
kidding.
on.
Just kidding.
Hey,
Hey, guess
that
what?
D-
House Club
that
Sports
D3
Frisbee.
team was competing for national titles. I don't want to hear it.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough.
Here's what I'll say about certain D3 sports and D2 sports too. I taught at a really small college outside of Boston that is no longer. By the time they folded up shop, they were like 900 students or something in Brookline, Massachusetts. So not super easy to pay the bills. And they had Division II athletics. They had a pretty good baseball team actually. But I remember watching a student of mine who was on the volleyball team. And it was the first time in my life that I watched sports and I was like, oh my God, I could have been a college athlete. There are enough schools that have enough sports, at different levels. Every once in a while, you watch enough weird stuff. You put on ESPN the Ocho sometimes, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I could have been a contender.
That's so true.
No, I love it, Alex, and I have to bring it up because a few things you said connect to. I just bought this house I'm living in, this condo I'm living in, just a few months ago. I actually work at a giant corporate facility. I must say it because I have to say this in specific order. I work at Fidelity Investments. None of my opinions are affiliated with Fidelity Investments in their opinions. I must say that since I work there.
But my
and
opinion is I'm happy that they're getting a little bit hip to crypto. They were a little bit faster on the uptake on
They
that
are
than I
now.
expected.
Yeah, they were about 2 years ahead of what most people expected. Most people expected about 2024. We are infusing it into 401k plans now. So, we beat it by a little bit. Furthermore, I guess I'll bring it into. So, being, as you said earlier, being about, I guess I'll bring this up as well. My girlfriend, or fiance, my fiance.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah, I know, right? She was on the Plymouth State women's lacrosse team all 4 years. She started all 4 years except for one game, and she was second team all conference freshman year. And then 2 of the last 3 years, she was first team, but the other year was COVID. So she was a pretty skilled lacrosse player, and they were always.
He
in the
was
NCAA
nasty.
tournament. Yeah, so just a subtle
Tyrone
flex.
on the field. Now,
Yeah.
Yeah,
just on the
playing a
field.
sport with no pocket to catch. I mean, women's lacrosse sticks are strange.
I've only learned how to catch in their sticks. I play with her sister, who's just now going to Keene. So I literally just play, and it's hard to catch. No, chill out.
No, what's even worse, I played lacrosse when I was in elementary school for a class, and they made us use the Native American, basically like tennis racket.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
It was really
That's
sick.
so cool.
Oh, we
That's
played
so
every
cool.
single day during the fall and spring, and it was really sick. It got to the point that we were all playing a one team. the guy got him and 3 other teachers, and we ended up smoking them at the end of the year. It was, and we were like,
have you
we were
seen
10
any in
years
like
old.
New England? Sometimes they have like the old timey baseball playing with like different, those little gloves and all sorts of different stuff, and they play by the old rules. My favorite old timey rule is no called strikes, which was a part of baseball for a pretty long time.
Yeah,
Now
the swing and
funny.
miss.
My.
Don't miss. And just be better.
Yeah,
Right,
or
at some
honestly-
point they started calling strikes as a come on, let's move this thing along. It was like a discretionary move
Well,
by the
yeah, it's basically like what is this? Like slow pitch softball, where you don't have to like if you don't swing, you can't get like struck out.
Yep.
That's basically what it is.
And that
That's
doesn't sound
nuts.
fun. And speaking of getting good or be better, so Alex, I have to ask about what's your kind of experience being, half a generation older? What's your experience in the video game space in terms of sports? The
Yeah.
prime of Madden in 04 and 05. Like, what's your experience?
Man, I tapped out way earlier than that, and so that's actually really, really important to me. Like when I do things that interface with like different people, and I see like some sort of like a connection or something, or people sometimes presume that, oh, if I'm doing this, I must be an OG, and I must have been with it like all the way through. I'll tell you, like my oldest video game memory, to date myself, the best Christmas ever was 1987 when I got my Nintendo, and I was with my first cousins out in San Francisco, and we both got our full suite sets of Nintendo that year, which came with the Duck Hunt gun. So everybody learned how to put that right up against the screen to cheat and shoot. And then it also came with the Power Pad, which kind of was like Twister, but it was used for like doing track and field games. But the thing frickin' didn't work. You had to stomp down so hard on those little dots, and I could never take off for the long jump at all. So, like, I was never able to jump a centimeter in that frickin' game. But it was fun stuff. So, like, Nintendo is where it's at, but I tapped out by Super Nintendo. I didn't even make it to N64. But the last Super Nintendo game that I was really competitive about was ESPN Baseball Tonight. The problem with that game was I played it so much, really picked up the rhythms of it. So I could get on base and then just steal second and then third and then home every time. So all I had to do was like get on base, and I just knew exactly when to press things to just be, a stealing fool.
What's crazy is thinking about too is like how I remember one of the first gaming systems I ever used, it was the Super Famicom. I think it was a Japanese old-timey gaming system, and I remember it was this really old pixel Godzilla fighting game. And I remember those kind of games, if you get a combo down or anything, it is actually so easy to manipulate these much older games because the game design is so simple. But I
Yeah.
think nowadays, do you think games have benefited becoming much, like, at times more complicated to kind of add that challenge to it?
I think that from the beginning, and like I had a friend who had Atari. I never had Atari. But with Nintendo, I think that since so many of the games were designed in Japan, there was like so much that was lost in translation from the beginning that if you actually really thought about it, it was complicated. And I'm like one of those annoying people who like gets hung up on some of those details. Like I remember I was one of the ones who like would notice like, wait, Donkey Kong is a gorilla, not a donkey. And like I also realized weird things like what is the full name of the Mario Brothers?
Oh.
Dude, I have no idea.
It's Mario, and Luigi Mario. Because think about it. If you were like, hey, look, it's the Shares brothers. Let's go hang out. It's like on the basis of the last name. So if they're the Mario brothers, that means their name is like Mario, and Luigi.
Wow, that's
Oh.
funny.
That's cool. Wow.
Now, I can't beat you in those games, but I can notice like mind-blown shit.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
more important.
Maybe that is.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
think
I
that
ran
might
out
be
of
more
lives.
important.
I ran out of lives on the first little drop there. Yeah. Oh, cool, Mario. His last name's Mario. Look at that. Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
man.
one question that's been on my mind is, which, in terms of competitive gaming, because that's exploded, which type or category of competitive gaming has surprised you the most to grown? Whether it be something like Rocket League or first-person shooters or um, or RPGs, kind of, or with like League of Legends. Which category of game are you surprised has blown up as much as it has?
The thing that I'm most surprised about is how universities who are often behind on things. So we talked about, Fidelity kind of surprising us by being ahead of the curve on certain things. A company that has a somewhat conservative and cautious and safe employee benefits kind of a reputation, sometimes surprises you with how hip they are to things. I've just been surprised with universities adopting teams. I taught for 5.5 years at Southern New Hampshire University, and independent of their online learning brand, they have a physical on-campus gaming team, and that's just been really, really surprising to me. A bit of the work that I'm doing now, where the crossover for me isn't just like a love of sports and like video games. It really is like, I started out as a financial services attorney, kind of flipped the script on that, became a producing financial advisor, and I'm investing in real estate on the side. That grows to a point where I can't compliantly do that any further. I can't scale it up anymore. So I sell that book of business, and I focus more on alternative investments like real estate, venture capital, and different things. So I wind up working my way like through these different financial roles, and then it is the idea that like, okay, crypto and Web3 and NFTs have this like natural overlap with the gaming community, and then gaming now has such a significant overlap with like gambling style gaming. And it's only really recently that we're starting to see, you mentioned some of these like competitive games. Traditionally, a lot of gambling gaming has been games of chance. But we're starting to see, and this is something that I saw at the Global Gaming Expo in Las Vegas, we're starting to see certain elements of skill introduced even to like casino style gaming. So there are games now, for example, that are like slot machines for the most part and fundamentally, but then there's a pinball integration. And I think we're going to see more and more of that, where it's not, oh, is it a game of skill or is it a game of chance? It's a little bit of both, because we don't need to make binary choices in so many aspects of the world right now. So I'll be really interested to see whether some of those people who are really, really competitive about their gaming are willing to introduce certain elements of gaming of chance if the pots are that much sweeter or if there's other entertainment value.
I think definitely if they add a level of to these kind of gambling games where you can add a little bit more skill, which gives you at least some kind of hope to do a little bit better. Like, I would definitely do more gambling games if there was more I could do to help my chances, for sure. So I think
here's one that I think that you would probably like. I saw this at the expo. I wound up giving like kind of like free consulting away to this company that I'm not quite sure has figured out a ton on their side. The first mistake that I went when I approached this company was asking a few questions a few different ways and not realizing that the people who were staffing the booths were these like, temporary trade show hires who were just, hired to come in and occupy the space and do really basic stuff. And I should have known better that when they were getting like upset with me for asking genuine questions of interest, like, yeah, they were projecting that they were feeling dumb and that's not what they were there for or whatever. But what I was seeing was they had this big sign about virtual sports gaming, and they had all these different screens of like video game, cartoonized basketball games happening and different things. And I was just kind of asking like, oh, like what is this? And I didn't really understand their meaning of the word virtual, because I was like, well, what kind of like sports video gaming is not virtual? And I was trying to even wonder like, oh, are these cartoon depictions of a game that has happened or is happening in real time? Is this like a recreated either by AI or, sometimes people do that actually, like they recreate like the Super Bowl with different like football video games or wrestling matches, like, and it's a badge of honor if they can really make it look like they've replicated it. But no, it turns out what this was was just a like simulated games, and they just like let it go. So like I remember one of the Rocky movies where part of what draws Rocky back into boxing is some simulation that says if he at his prime were to box this guy at his prime, oh, he would actually lose. And he's like, no artificial intelligence, like give me the chance to show that like I can win.
Yeah.
What they were showing actually, that company was some AI based on different teams, and you were betting on the outcome of this game that never happened before through, but then the question becomes is like, okay, how much information do you have about these basketball teams that are playing? Is it loading up kind of like fantasy sports style with like different points, the different quality of players, and are you involved in drafting the teams? They had not sorted out all that much, but I think there's going to be some potential for like folks like you guys who have like advanced fanatic sports knowledge to be able to engage in a video game where you're not even the ones playing it, but you're watching a game that has been constructed where different players, grounded in reality or not, are doing something against each other, and you're betting on that. You're not just betting, so it's like a third way. There's the one way of you play sports against people, or a fourth way. You play sports against people. You watch people play sports and you bet on it. You play video games, which is a different skill, but your controller manifests in visual movements that are like the sport. Well, how about you're betting on omniscient player number 1 versus omniscient player number 2. A lot of people that sounds boring and what's the point? But as you know, like people will do all like I've yet to find the game that's so dumb that people say, no, I'm not going to do it. It's actually sometimes the more dumb, the more fun things can be, right? If it becomes a total joke, if it becomes, like real gambling or whatever, where you're just, it's the wonderment that you might come out ahead, you might cash in, it might be a windfall that is part of the excitement. So sometimes things wind up being fun because they're dumb, and all sorts of other reasons why different things might catch on as a recreation.
Interesting.
So it's not even like it's not even the competition of it. It's just how we interpret this challenge can like.
Yeah, it's like I mean, there's some people who are just absolute degenerates who will bet on anything,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle.
Kyle just walked out.
First.
Yeah.
But like one of my favorite things, there's an old TV show. I'm also really into politics. And it's an old political TV show with Martin Sheen, The West Wing.
Yes, I've seen the entire
show.
series. It's amazing.
Get out of here! I'm surprised.
Oh, I watched it.
Sometimes
So
I'm surprised when
I
people
love
young
that
age, like,
show.
watch Friends and The West Wing. This gives me hope for the future.
well, I see politics nowadays, and I get depressed. So I watch them like, oh, why can't government be like this?
I usually give a hard time to people your age who use words like nowadays, because it's like, you really have as a point of reference a whole lot of other days.
Yeah.
Tell me about
Well,
them
I
olden days. But
Well, we
but
can
more like
about
there's one line in
Blockbuster.
one of the episodes of The West Wing that I like where Toby Ziegler goes to CJ. He goes, "Hey CJ, you want to play pool? Nah. Hey CJ, you want to play pool for money? Okay." So there's-
That's so funny.
Yeah. It's, oh my god.
I do like it, and I see kind of what you're talking about. And a good example to kind of give us visual representation is for our most recent fantasy football draft. We did it where there's a simulation where you put all of your names of football players on your screen, and you click play, and they all run. They essentially, how it works is that it rolls a dice every 3 seconds, and based on what the number is, 1 through 6, it moves you up that many spaces. And whoever gets to the end first gets first place, and so on. It seems like it would be almost like we were betting on our team to win by putting money on it. Like that's seemingly what
and
I'm
then,
understanding.
so you're swinging back. So it's like do you guys know like the acronym IRL, the idea of in real life?
Yes.
So there's certain people who are interested in the idea of and this is like boomers can't get past this. The things that are social but happen. Forget in the metaverse, but just in Web 2, whatever. That's strange to them. But then, we swing back the other way, and it's like social media is becoming a whole lot more social now. Like Twitter Spaces are huge in the NFT community, Discord is huge in the same. What I was wondering about that draft scenario that you described is, okay, that sounds kind of interesting, but then at some point, does it become more interesting if we take it back to some more IRL? So you're talking about like a virtual feature. You're talking about some interesting technology, but then what happens if you hire like a retired NFL referee to show up in pinstripes and to throw flags with one of the teams as a party foul or something?
Yeah.
You get cheerleaders or whatever. So I love the hybrids that are possible in Web3 for the different in-person celebrations. So there's a gaming NFT that I'm really into, and it's called Fight Capital. You can check it out at fightcapital.io on OpenSea by way of Phantom is one way to check them out. But I'm a huge like professional wrestling fan. That's one of my not guilty pleasures. Like I love WWE, AEW, all that stuff. And there's a great guy in Las Vegas who owns like a bar that's like a video gaming nerdy alternative bar. And he's got this NFT that includes a series that includes officially licensed art of professional wrestlers. Like he's got Andre the Giant on the basis of the daughter who administers his estate. He's got Macho Man Randy Savage on the basis of his manager. And so he's got like this really, really cool stuff. But for him, it's not like NFTs as trading cards. His bar has a wrestling ring in it. So he hosts independent wrestling events. So if you own his NFT that depicts like a legendary wrestler, that might get you, free beer and wings to watch an actual indie event at his bar. I'm going to be checking our Discord later because I'm a token holder to see if I won one of the memorabilia giveaways. Because if you have a certain number of tokens on different days of the week, you get autographed memorabilia or limited edition toys. The expansion of that you can see in professional sports is enormously untapped. Like there are some teams that have done their own NFTs. I'm amazed that all of them have not yet. I'm amazed that how the extent to which OpenSea allows unlicensed stuff to go up on their platform. That's absolutely nuts to me. I'm totally surprised how behind certain technology that is Web3 and Web3 IRL integrated is. It used to be like, not quite when I was your age, but at one point when I was like in my late teens, I thought we were at the end of history. I couldn't really imagine like what could be invented next. Now it's the opposite. It's pretty much anything that slows us down in our lives, anything that, hey, it would be cool if. We know that it's coming, and I'm just really, really impatient about it. So like one thing for my baseball fans, have you guys ever been to like Disney World, or you've been to Disney World recently?
Not super recently, but I have, yeah.
So like the last time I was there, bringing 2 of my 3 kids, I gotta get back so the third can go. My favorite ride that I experienced there was the Avatar ride at Disney World in Orlando. It was awesome, and
The Banshee fight.
yeah, I'm gonna check out. They've re-released Avatar in the movie theaters in 3D to help promote the long-awaited sequel, which is coming out in December. I'm gonna be absolutely all over that. And that's its own like little universe depicted in those movies. What I really liked about the ride was twofold. One, it was the fact that in addition to the incredible high definition graphics, that, spoiler alert, you're sprayed with just the right amount of air and water when you're flying through it. And it's the integration of the technology and some of your other sensory experiences by way of touch and smell that make it, a certain kind of reality. A lot of people think about virtual reality as wearing these ridiculous goggles and just being visual. You can make it more integrative than that. And I remember with the flying and some of the vantage points that you had, the first thing that I said to my mother-in-law when I got off the ride was the Boston Red Sox have to integrate this technology as soon as possible. Because for all that people will pay to always sit in new premium seats, like sit on top of the green monster and all the rest, why can't there be limited special seats to have a virtual reality experience where you're in the outfield and you're like hovering over there and watching from I don't know if you guys have ESPN Plus or whatever, and get those different like camera views sometimes.
Yep.
You know, those sky cams that are suspended on the string. I'm like why can't that be a premium sports viewing experience? Watching, like, why can't you be in the huddle? And that's something that I believe that rides have anticipated quite a bit. So again, like when we look at these like overlaps of, okay, at what point does crypto become like the collectibles world? Because Ethereum is a platform on which you can have contracts that have all kinds of different stuff or different features. So Bitcoin to Ethereum to collectibles is a thing. And then you see all this other overlap with the gambling gaming community. There's certain overlap with entertainment and hospitality and that sort of a thing. So I think it's an exciting time for like sports junkies like you to like, I mean, dude, you guys talk about sports, but there's like more to talk about. There's more to imagine. It's like usually in sports, you know, you beat things to death. I feel like we're in a time right now where it's like quite the opposite. Like a lot of us organically are coming up with the cool experience ideas, so the in-house marketing departments and R&D people don't have to.
Well, one thing I'm thinking about too is like with different perspectives. The one idea that came to mind was you're able to see cameras kind of going over the top for NFL games. What if there's a way to actually enable 360 viewing, so you can actually have a 360 view from the top, from being able to kind of go over the players, go around it, so you can actually get a limited virtual reality experience where from that perspective you can see the actual plays and tilt with your head, but you're directly over the actual thing happening.
Yeah, so like what I'm thinking about it, like just peering around my room a little bit. It's like, so some of the memorabilia I have in my room, I have like I have a seat from the old Shea Stadium of the Mets that my wife got for me when they were tearing down the stadium. So I have stuff like that. So I already sort of surround myself with certain memorabilia that makes me feel like I'm in a certain place or in a certain time or in a certain place with certain people. But if I could not just like have a man cave, but if my office at a flick of a switch could turn into like Notre Dame Stadium, and I could be like where I'm standing right now at my stand-up desk, if this could be like the 50-yard line, and I'm sort of experiencing the game on the field with it happening around me, that'd be sick.
That would be really sick. Yeah, that's true. Or even take like highlights from teams where you have an area at the stadium, you go in, and they have like, because there is like 4D kind of technology and stuff available where it can throw you in there, where they have fans blowing in air, you can feel, you know, maybe rain or even snow,
totally.
stuff like that. Like,
yeah, I want to go to the
really
Patriots game where Adam Vinatieri kicked, the snow game.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I want to experience that. And this is also a great way. I'm sure we all have loved ones who are not into sports or into sports to the extent that we all are. Talk about a cool way to trick them into it, because it's like, do we have any astrophysicists in the room? I don't think so, but did any of us not enjoy going to like planetariums or like those blow up bubble things or whatever? So there's certain experiences that are really cool, even if you like, experience it a little bit and you get like a cursory introduction to it. I feel like those kinds of sports experiences, it would be hard for someone to say that that's not cool.
I mean, heck, if we're doing that, I want to experience Interstellar like that.
Absolutely.
That's
all right.
What? Yeah. well, that's another project that I have. So my crypto work is under the auspices of a company called Lexicon Crypto, but I also have a space tech venture capital company called Terra Launch, and we are pretty future thinking about what we're doing. However, our investments have a mandate that there have to be earthly revenue in place or short-term foreseeable. So you just might, you keep brainstorming. If you got good ideas, you might find yourself with a job with my space tech VC company.
Cool.
Hey, Austin. Nick, I know you had a question.
No, I'm good. I've gotten all my questions out. I got it. Through. My bad. Sorry.
No, you're good. I mean, this was a great conversation. Anybody got more questions for Alex?
He answered all mine.
Cool.
I guess one of the things that I
think
didn't get to touch on is like the idea of cashless and cashless society. Like I always thought it was funny that I was a financial services attorney and a financial advisor, like did not have $1 on my money clip at any given moment. I've always been really down with cards. I used to be really kind of like paranoid about certain surveillance, but now I think I'm pretty resigned to have different stuff embedded in my blood cells. I'm down with like all sorts of Ray Kurzweil nanotechnology. I just want to be able to walk into places, and chip technology is not good enough. Tap touch is not good enough. I just like want my body to be scanned and then to be like, oh yeah, he's good for it. Let the man in. Jake knows this. I hate being slowed down, so I'm ready for a lot more of that stuff. The gaming expo that I was at, I have to say, I mean, I was also in Vegas for like a Web3X conference, and I was doing a number of other things, but there were these huge banners about cashless, and I talked with the CEO of Konami, which is one of the largest slot machine companies in the world, and I was talking with him about cashless, and he's a bit of a dinosaur, and he's like, oh, we've had cashless infrastructure for a decade, and I was like, I don't know if that's true. I mean, you still got to get a lot of those machines going by putting in a receipt from previous play, or at least $1 or $5, depending on the machine, before you can even use any of your like loyalty points or any stuff that's been loaded on a card. So players' cards are awesome, but usually can't just stick in a piece of plastic. If you have zero cash money and you're in a casino, you're in a lot of trouble. You're going to be paying $8.95 at an ATM machine to take out a few bucks to prime the pump of the machines. And that's in addition to what your bank might charge on top of it. The technology that I saw there was probably very comparable to the technology that they had 3 or 4 years ago. I have not seen huge steps in accepting cryptocurrency, doing really anything very different in the cashless space. People who sell iGaming subscriptions or sell access to apps where you're not in a physical casino and you might have different, less regulatory hurdles to just be able to buy certain features by way of a digital wallet. I'm just not seeing a whole lot of that. So a lot of the cashless stuff that I'm working on and enjoying, I was really disappointed to see not more integrated into any kind of gaming. I mean, everybody's been pushed on planes to pay credit or debit for their drink and their snacks. So you would think people who are, more comfortable integrating with technology directly, namely people who are playing, very visual, advanced graphic machines or playing iGaming style, would spend a lot more of their money if what their money is more expansive. If they can pay for things through in more ways and with more currencies, the more they can play. And people have certainly showed that they want to play. Cool, guys. What am I going to play tonight? About sports. We talked about gaming. What am I going to treat myself to? I've been a pretty good boy today. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to go check out. I've sort of been.
I mean, if you're interested in COD, that comes out on Thursday night, Friday morning. That is what I will be doing all weekend. So until
Nick,
Sunday,
What I really
I'm
like
grinding.
Until Sunday, yes.
Peacock has WWE, and so in the lead up to different like pay-per-views, you can watch like old ones, and there are different ones that I like to reach back. So I've actually in the lead up to Halloween, I've been watching old Halloween Havocs, and they have been a delight.
Love that. Well, if we don't have any more questions for Alex, thank you for
one
coming.
more.
Yeah, go ahead, Steve.
All right, I got. Let's go with 3 questions. So
Oh my
we
god.
got three big sports.
Oh man.
So 3 sports have been going on right now. Who are your picks for the Super Bowl, Stanley Cup Final, and the NBA Championship? Who are your picks for all 3 of those?
All right, let's go Bills to win the Super Bowl. I mean, Jesus, talk about a fantasy quarterback that you have. These numbers are insane. It's a quarterback's league, and so I'm going to ride the Bills.
Yep.
And then what do we got? Hockey. I mean, hockey, I have an opportunity this season to realistically root for my favorite teams in each conference to meet. So the Bruins and the Golden Knights both started the season 3-0. and we played a couple games since then and such. But that's a possible matchup, and since I want it to happen, I would love to see my favorite Eastern Conference team against my favorite Western Conference team. So I'll go with Golden Knights Bruins in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Love
And
it.
then- And then for basketball, I'm so much more college basketball than pro basketball.
Celtics are the right answer, so just go.
You know, well, I saw they picked up Blake Griffin, which I'm pretty pleased about.
I already got their
I got some
jersey.
hope for him. You know, based on what the Celtics have done with a guy like Al Horford, they've shown that they can rehabilitate certain older players where it's easy to say, his knees are no good anymore. Well, if you look at the way Horford really became a significant contributor, I think he's probably a better team leader than Griffin. I would love to see Blake Griffin play some sort of an X factor role as a veteran, as a sixth man. So I'll go. Yeah, why not? Let's go with Celtics there.
Yeah.
The Western Conference team historically is the Spurs, but they're no good this year. So you can't possibly.
They started out. No, they didn't start out 3-0. That was the Jazz. That was the
Yeah.
surprise team in the West.
Well, no, Portland is because they're 4-0, only undefeated team left. So Alex, then who is
Same time.
you said basketball for NCAA? Who's your team to win all this year?
It's so hard because there's so many like one and dones and everything, and it's really really true. So like the things that I'm watching for going into a basketball season are some of my pet teams and seeing if they can make history. So I went to Dartmouth undergraduate, which has not been in the NCAA tournament since 1959. But in 1959, they were not only in the Final Four, they were in the championship game. So it's like a different era of college basketball, and there's some folks who argue that at one point the NIT was the more prestigious of the two college basketball tournaments.
Was
So,
for a
so I'm a
while.
sucker for that kind of stuff. I'll usually wind up rooting for teams that are in markets where I do business. So, so that's a tiebreaker sometimes. But no, I think actually Notre Dame can have a really, really my law school alma mater. I think Notre Dame can have a really strong season. They actually have a New Hampshire guy in from Phillips Exeter, who's a freshman. I don't expect him to be a huge contributor, but we have an amazing local point guard who could be a one and done. So I'm going to take Notre Dame to win the ACC. So that's my hot take on that. And then
Okay.
beyond that, God, I don't know if Kentucky has re-upped sufficiently as they often do. If they have the 19-year-old for a year on loan to make something really happen, we'll see. But yeah, I'll go Notre Dame. Let's do it.
Okay.
Troll. But on that note, Alex, go ahead, Steve. Go nuts.
Well, just random, but breaking news: JJ Watt just had his kid.
Hey, congratulations.
Did you watch
Yeah.
that kid?
Thank you.
That's awesome. I did not know that.
Did we send
Yeah,
a
he
gift?
just had a kid. Yeah,
Did you watch
just
that
born.
kid?
Well, I joke about that. See, I can't tease you entirely. Say, oh, he had a kid. It's like, what kind of a mark are you? Like, being excited about his personal life. Like, do you celebrate his wedding anniversary? But I can't tease you because guess what? Like, I remember I have an Occupy Mars T-shirt and I bought it when I saw Elon Musk holding his baby. In it. I immediately went online. I was like, I love Elon Musk. I need the T-shirt he's wearing.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hey, Jake, you
Alex.
should at JJ Watt get him to
JJ
respond to
Watt
our Twitter.
on Twitter. Oh man.
We should congratulate
Alex.
Tom and Giselle on their wedding anniversary.
Stop it. Stop it. No, that's bad taste. That's bad taste.
Stop. And on that note,
Alex,
Yes.
I'm going to thank you for coming on. We still have some more segments. You don't need to stick around if you don't want to. I'm sure you're busy. Want to go watch some WWE. I don't blame you. But it has been wonderful having you on. Thanks for the
Thanks, guys. Cool to
conversation.
meet y'all.
And thanks for letting us talk to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Alex.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Let's roll. All right,
Go.
boys. We got some segments to go. Nick,
Oh,
what's
I-
next?
Look, man, we're gonna make some of these quick, but we do it. Does anyone really want to talk about Zappy versus Mac Jones? Because
Just
There's
the,
really
Let's save it. Let's
just the
save it
fact
for
that
next
you were-
week.
just
there's
the
no
fact that
debates.
booing Mac Jones was disgraceful as fuck. That's all I got to
I
say.
agree. I
Oh,
did
yeah.
not boo him, but I
Yeah.
did cheer for Zappy. I mean, come on.
To the
let's be real.
For
fans-
Zappy. I don't care who the quarterback is as long as you win. It's just disgraceful to boo your starting quarterback.
Exactly.
To
It's
the,
disgraceful.
to the fans that sat behind me, you don't know ball, and I hope you see this one day because you are idiots. All right, I'm done.
I still like my idea from earlier. Don't have a starting quarterback, and the other team won't know who is playing and can't
Just
predict how
don't.
to play.
Wait, just put
No.
all of our running backs out at once and have one of them be the guy.
No,
Well,
the fact that
you
they
can
haven't
switch
brought
it off
back-
between Zappy and Mac, depending on the week, depending on who the person they are playing. Aaron Rodgers, you might want to go for Zappy over
I
Mac
know what
Jones.
Andrew said.
No,
Well,
we
yeah, I
could.
brought that up in our group. I brought that up in our group chat, but I mean,
I'm pretty sure
honestly,
I did.
going through.
Yeah.
I brought it up a lot earlier, but knowing that, like, you gotta think about it. If you're a team and you're giving both these quarterbacks reps during practice, and you're trying to scout out who you want to defend against, you got Zappy, who plays the same way as Jones. Like, honestly, it's not that big of a difference on who you're going with forward with the Patriots. It's how you're gonna defend, how they're gonna use them. Like, yes, Jones is a lot more conservative probably than Zappy is, but he still is my guy as the starting quarterback going forward.
Let me put it this way: the old adage is, if you got two quarterbacks, you don't have one at all, and that's all I gotta say about it.
Yeah,
I
I agree.
agree.
We got two quarterbacks that can play. That's all I'm gonna say. If
I don't know. They
goes down
both
again,
looked like ass last week, so I don't really know
Yeah.
what to talk about, so.
Yeah, they definitely look both.
They both looked awful. I know Zappy had 2 touchdowns, but to be honest, that felt like adrenaline touchdowns, not real touchdowns, because he looked
He only had-
awful the rest of
He
the
had
game.
one TD, Ramondre Randall.
You're right.
Yeah.
But he did have a nice pass to Devontae Parker. which I'm not-
He did have a nice pass to Devontae.
But like,
But again,
I mean,
that's it. Like, and
he threw what? 5 passes that were all screen swings over to Ramondre that went for 10 yards. Like that was
Yeah.
half of his passing. So
For
like, I don't
sure.
even want to hear it.
after
I'm
that
just saying-
Devontae Parker pass, I'm pretty sure went 5 for 19 is the stat line. Like he went.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not
it was
good.
not good.
All I'm saying, I guess to cap this off, is we made a mistake not re-signing Cam Newton. Thank you very much.
Shut up.
Oh,
You made a
God,
mistake
okay.
not going for the guys that I said.
Ah,
I wanted
Newton,
Lamar
kick
and I
him.
wanted
Cam Newton,
Jalen.
that's the kind of back-to-back, because at least you have a thrower than a runner. At least with
I'd
Cam
rather
Newton,
still
you
have Hoyer.
Our runner.
You
All right.
Oh,
Move on. Nick,
So,
guess move on.
Austin, what do you want to talk about? I know what you want to talk
I
about.
need, you
What do
know, I have to go in on this. I have been waiting for this, but I have to start off with one thing. Judge, please come back. I need to beg you to come
Yeah,
back.
he played like absolute
I can't-
doggy doo-doo.
I
He played
will
like
say
the worst player on
in
the
playoffs. It's okay,
Yes,
this is
sir.
a terrible
We
year, but I
still
will come
love
back.
him.
I need you. I love you. Okay, now that's done. Now I'm gonna rip you apart because y'all sucked, and I'm gonna go in on this and make Nick and all the other Red Sox fans happy because I gave them crap for all year, which I'm still going to because y'all suck even worse. But
Yeah,
You
Yankees
still
should-
don't have a World Series or a pennant, bud. So
I'm about
we
to go
both
in
are
on
in the
that.
same
Don't worry,
thing.
I'm about to go in on that. I'm starting off with this. Yankees, you are the first team in MLB history to go to 5 championship series and not make it to a World Series. You suck. Going back to 2010, 10, 12, 17, 19, and this year. I'm so heated, bro. I am so heated. Okay. They need to fire Brian Cashman. He's had 19 years. He's won 1 pennant, 1 championship. He is trash. I don't want him. I do not want him. He trades away Gio Urshela, one of the better defensive third basemen, for a washed up trash MVP in Josh Donaldson, who pimps singles. You don't pimp a single. No one cares. You hit a single. Good job. You got on base. Like, the amount of pimped fly balls you hit. Like, get off my team. You were trash. Go back to Toronto. No one wants you. Leave America. Like, I don't want to see you. Okay.
What's Kyle's take on
Alright.
these?
20. We
Get
paid
out of
him.
this-
We're paying him $50 million for 2 years of this. $25 million again next year. Like, what? Okay.
Oh man.
Dude, I am so mad. The Astros managers, we need to get younger and we need to get more analytic driven. The Yankees spent let me say this first off. The Yankees have spent $1 billion in the last, I forget how many years, on analytics, and look what they've gotten. Your analytics suck. The Yankees constantly tell their fans they have their own statistics. They literally say they have their own statistics. How do you have your own statistics? Like, a guy hits a ball or he doesn't hit a ball. What do you mean you have different statistics than the rest of the league?
Clearly
Fire
it
your
ain't
whole
working.
analytics. Like, fire your whole analytics department. They're stupid. Or you, or I don't know which one. Either the top management isn't listening or they're all just dumb. The Astros hired all of their guys at 2015 or later. Most of them are from like 2020 on, or I think that was the last one. But either way, most of their guys are young, they're hungry, and they came from respected organizations like the Brewers. Cleveland Indians have always been at the advanced
Guardians.
top. Oh, right, sorry, Guardians. The Galaxy, yeah. The Guardians are at the top when it comes to pitching analytics and just knowing how to develop those guys. I mean, look how many people they keep turning out, from Kluber to what we got, Shane Bieber now. So all those guys, same thing with the Rays. So they hired people from those organizations. The Yankees need to do that. Brian Cashman is a dinosaur. I don't know where he got his schooling in baseball because it sucks. Anyways, even for old school baseball, it sucks. And he is, I hate him. If you spend $1 billion for analytics, you should be at the top. You should be at the top of the league in that. And here's the thing: the kicker for that, every staff member there, senior members, they don't count towards your salary for like players and towards the luxury tax. So you should be paying to get the best guys and giving all your resources to that, because if you do that, you save money with the players, because now you get things like teams like the Rays. The Rays are so good at it that they don't pay for people, and they still constantly win, and they're still constantly making it to the playoffs or the championships, or sometimes, they made it to this World Series 2 years ago. So the Yankees should be doing that. You guys suck. Get rid of Boone. I didn't want him before the season. I said it on the podcast. I did not like the re-signing of him. We brought him back. He got us 99 wins. I don't think that was his doing at all. Show me one thing that he actually attributes to. Get him off my team. Get rid of Brian Cashman. Fire all the other people other than there's only 2 people I want, and that's the player development, because they've actually been doing really well the past few years, who they've just recently promoted, like 3 years ago or something like that. I want him back. And there's one other guy, and I can't remember off the top of my head who he is. But you need to get better, because the top teams in OPS against the Astros this year. So that's, for those who don't know, OPS is your offensive output, basically, and how good you are. OPS plus, and stuff like that is kind of how we determine that. If your OPS is higher, you're just a better offensive team. The Orioles were number 5. The White Sox were number 4. And the Blue Jays 3, Braves 2, and Royals 1. Royals, right? Okay, one of the worst teams. What do the Royals have? They all those 5 teams in common. They have a high swing rate. What that means is, a zone swing rate. And what that means is they swing at pitches in the zone, and they don't swing at pitches out of the zone. Wow, is that a weird concept? That if you swing at balls in the zone, you're probably going to get more hits, probably going to get more home runs. If you swing at balls that are at your toenails, Yankees, you're going to lose, because you suck, and you swing at balls that were never a strike. The dude, it leaves his hand, and it's almost at your toes when it's leaving his hand, and you're swinging at that ball. I mean, I just can't. So I don't have much more to say on this. I'm going to do a longer version of Yankees obliteration that we're going to upload to the channel later on after I record it. So if you are a Yankee fan and you see this, you want to see more, click on over to that. We're going to go on to our next segment.
I do want to just bring up really quick that the fact that the Yankees, after they went down 3-0, they hired a person to build like this video to I'm not, this is a paraphrasing, to bring out their inner Boston Red Sox from the 2004 reverse sweep. They wanted to bring out their inner Red Sox against a team that also, the Red Sox beat the Yankees in that series. You don't do that.
What does that
decision.
even mean?
That was Boone's decision.
So
get him off my team.
Just so, Justin, in 2004, the Yankees were playing the Red Sox in the ALDS. The Yankees went up 3-0 over the Red Sox.
Okay.
They were up 4-3 in the ninth? In the ninth.
Whatever it was. The Red
In-game
Sox then
four.
went back to win the next 4 straight to win the series, so it was called a reverse sweep. What the Yankees then decided to do this previous round is to try and replicate what the Red Sox did against the Yankees way back in 2004.
A once in a lifetime
Failed.
comeback.
It
A
failed.
once in a lifetime. How many times does that happen in MLB history? It
I
doesn't
don't know the
happen
stats,
in
but
baseball.
It's crazy.
That is such a rarity to even think.
I think it is
You don't
one. Yeah, I'm
wanna-
pretty sure it's just them.
Like, it just doesn't happen. And even if it did, you don't want to do what they did. They were a completely different built team, different style team. The Boston Red Sox of 2004 literally embraced the Moneyball mentality. This Yankees team doesn't even know what the Moneyball mentality is. I don't even think they've seen the fucking movie, let alone even heard about it. Like, they don't know anything. They hit home runs, and that's it. And that's what they were supposed to do. And this Yankees team could not do it because the Astros can actually pitch the ball to make sure people are swinging, like Austin said, at their toenails. So listen, the Yankees need to build a better team. Not just this. And the people, Austin said it perfectly, that need to go are Cashman and Boone. They are done.
And
They
anybody
need
that's
to
in
go.
their pocket. Anybody that's in their pocket. The problem
Gotta
is
go.
Hal Steinbrenner is an owner that literally said, "Oh, I have, which I'm not saying it's not wrong, but he has investors and all these other things that he has to answer to make money for." And I was like, your job as a sports franchise is to win championships, because otherwise we're not coming. Like, if you're going to tell me this is what you're going to do every offseason is just try to win, but not really put us over the top of anybody like the Astros or the people, and you're going to tell me, because this is what's been infuriating, is that they're not going to spend money, but they still spend like top 5 in the league. So if you're going to spend money to win championships, then you have to spend the most, like the Dodgers. Okay, Dodgers are choking, but they're still the best team every year because they spend the most. Or you have to be like the Rays and not spend money and try to be smart about your personnel and growing people in your organization. The Yankees right now are so stupid, they're trying to do both at the same time. So they bring in old washed players like Josh Donaldson, who's costing you $25 million a year, more than Judge, by the way, this year, and the second highest in the team. And then because of that, then you don't play your young players, so you have no idea if they're going to be good, and now you're just stuck in mediocrity, and it's why I am pissed. So, anyways,
Facts.
That's
All
fair.
right.
We only have one other thing to go over today. We're a little bit over the hour mark, which is perfectly fine. This probably won't take super long, but we're gonna have fun doing it regardless. So
We've hit
Let's
2 hours
go ahead.
before.
Oh, Kyle,
That's
quick
true.
question.
Yes.
You keep
Yes.
saying that we need to vote off a tiebreaker. We can do that. We should do that on the podcast.
Oh, so the tiebreaker, we had someone come in and vote on it. So we do have
Okay,
an
we're good.
official winner of the NHL Bracket Challenge. Congratulations to the Boston Bruins for winning the Reverse Retro Bracket Challenge. Second place was the Florida Panthers, which is a terrible take, hockey Twitter. I don't know what the hell
Bro,
that
that
take is.
jersey is dope.
I'll get to that. No, we'll get to that in a second. And third place belongs to the Capitals, which I love. But we'll get to the Panthers one when we get to it.
well, obviously, since the Bruins won, the Bruins should obviously go into the best.
They're right.
category.
Boom.
They did
No,
win.
Boom,
Kyle,
no.
they won. Kyle,
Kyle
they
is
won.
the best.
I hate it.
They won your
I hate
poll.
it. No.
They won
Hey,
your
Kyle.
polls, Kyle.
They did.
Kyle,
They did win.
I will
yes,
say for you,
yes.
I did that one that Jake hated. Which one was it? The glow in the dark. I voted for that one, so you're welcome.
Glow in
Yeah,
the
Oh, the
dark.
biggest one? Yeah, it's
We'll
boring
get
as
to that.
fuck.
We'll do, no,
Okay,
we'll-
anyway,
hold
so
on,
the
hold on.
Bruins won, so therefore they're
Hold on.
part of the best category.
They should be one of the couple in there. Yes, I think. There's a
Yes,
couple
okay,
that
that's
check out.
fine. Okay,
Okay.
okay, so we're gonna go in order here. Other than that, 'cause
Yeah, just
obviously
go in
we
order.
won. So the Ducks, they have one of the sickest alternates in existence.
I'm gonna want to put
I don't
that
know where
in
the
the.
Ducks
I'm gonna give it
Did
a
you
chef's
even
kiss.
try? No,
That's
no.
a chef's
listen.
kiss category.
They've done
jersey,
this
bro.
before. They've done this before. I wanted to see something new. If they did, they have so many cool logos that they could have brought back from, and they've just used the original Mighty Ducks logo before. They've
It's
done this.
Is that the
It's
one in the
dope.
top
They've
left?
done this.
'Cause it's
the very
dope.
first one. It's the
Yeah.
very first one, Austin. So
It's dope.
listen,
I
they've
mean-
done it before.
Chef's
though.
kiss, baby. Chef's
No.
kiss, baby.
I mean,
No,
Kyle,
man.
I had to be fair. You gotta use me as a like a what do they call a litmus test because I don't care and I don't know history hockey or hockey history. So I'd say I don't think it's like at the top, but I think it's definitely not like whatever you just put it in.
How about there's a slightly
I was gonna
above
say we've
subpar?
seen better. Yes, I will agree to that because
I-
they've done this before. It's nicely designed. Like I'm not saying it's ugly. Like it looks nice. It's just we've seen this before, and I don't like it when they've done this before.
Fair enough.
Honestly,
That's all
I-
I'm saying. All I'm saying.
The ca-
Honestly, it's not as ugly as the one we're about to do, anyways.
Facts.
Whoa!
Correct.
The Coyotes is dope, boy.
I
Oh,
like
it's
the colors.
ugly, dude.
I like
It's
orange.
dope.
It's brown.
looks-
It's
no.
mud.
Dude,
Get
that
out of
looks
here.
like
It's the
that looks-
desert.
that looks like the outfits I used to wear in elementary school. Orange and red. They don't work together.
Alright,
dog.
whatever.
No, I don't think
whatever.
it's that bad. No, I honestly don't think it's
No.
that bad. I was gonna put it there. Yeah, I think that's a good.
I
thing.
would say we've seen better, but okay.
Yeah, sure. If you guys want to bump it up one extra, I think
I
that's
like
fine.
getting it up to bump it up one. I'd have it
I
by
know.
Chef's Kiss dead ass. So I mean,
No,
That's
I don't.
awful.
I think the color.
there
scheme
are
is
some
what
clearly
ruins it.
worse ones here. That's all.
Oh,
I
Well,
have.
yeah,
100%,
that's why it
Nick,
isn't.
yes.
That's why it isn't in the
Yes.
bottom tier. It's just not
The
good.
Sabres. Speaking of worse ones,
They
the
don't know about
Sabres.
that one.
No, I was gonna put that in the "Did you even try" category.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
I really wish they should have done a dark version of it.
I agree.
really
It's
wanted them to.
too light. It's too light.
It's all white.
It's just
Like,
It's all
it's
white.
just too.
Yeah.
Not only do they just do a white jersey, there's just like no other color around it. It's literally like, I know what they're. I'm. It's hard for me because I know what jerseys these are all based off of, and I'm trying not to compare it to what they're based off of, but I can't not in this situation. And like the original is just so much better, and when you just do it in just white, it just comes off as like you're not even attempting to do anything better. You're just saying, yeah, white jersey, smack it on. Let's move on.
Hey, we love
Next.
smacking things on. Calgary. this little stripe up here is freaking dope. I love it. I love the sort of breaking the pattern.
I do have to say, the original of that is so much better, but the reverse of it, the Flames literally are one of the few teams that took the idea of reversing a retro jersey to literally what it means. They took original colors of the original jersey and reversed it. They literally did what the entire series is supposed to be, and they're like one of the few teams to actually do that.
There you go.
So like, I think that's
Hey,
I think
honestly
for
would
that,
put them
Chef's Kiss. Just for
I think
that,
it would be Chef's Kiss, to
Oh,
be
sorry.
honest. Because they're
I
one
like
of the
it.
only teams to actually reverse it. Hurricanes needs to be below this is against the law. Like, that should even not be on this.
This is
Okay,
against
here-
the
that's-
law,
The
dude.
No.
jersey itself doesn't look awful, but
No!
they
You
didn't
can't.
follow they literally get a 0 for not following the script of the homework. Like they literally
The assignment was reversing a retro jersey, not reversing a jersey you invented 3 years ago. That's not the whole point of the damn series.
I
Their
feel
jersey is literally the opposite of their current away jersey. You can't reverse your current away jersey.
yeah, it's
Get
not
that
good.
shit
I feel
out
like
of
the
here.
definition of you can't copy my homework is Chicago and Detroit. Because
Yes,
those
that's
two
exactly-
look.
Yeah.
That is exactly what I made the.
They really
tier-
are.
That's what
Bro,
I made the
I-
tier to be. because
I
they
hate
literally-
those.
That's
Okay.
like
good.
So
those are
to be fair,
probably worse than the Canes jerseys, but I understand where they are for like why they're placed for the
Yeah.
so to be fair, Detroit's I think is getting a lot of hate because it is so similar to Chicago's, only because Detroit actually attempted. They've never worn black in their history of a franchise.
They've also never really worn anything different than their
Exactly,
jerseys,
but
like
they have the same jersey and same logo from the 1940s. They haven't changed anything. And like in the previous Reverse Retro series, they took their away jersey, swapped out the red, and added silver. It was the worst Reverse Retro jersey it was the worst jersey I think I've ever seen ever made. So at least Detroit tried this time around. Granted, they didn't try well, but they tried.
they did copy the
I
homework
have-
though.
They
I
tried.
just-
very little graphic design experience, and I think I could do that.
All I want to,
Yeah.
all I want to say
looks
is
like
I want to
Christmas.
be, I want the salary of the people that make these decisions. Like I want
Straight
that
up.
position.
It's not good.
Not
It's not
even gonna
good.
lie,
Hey,
don't
dude,
even
can
know
you
what the
make
next
this in?
game is.
You guys remember? What was it? Microsoft Paint or whatever, like that
Yes.
old. Like,
Yeah.
this one was like, yo, I made this thing back in 4th grade. You like it? Yeah, put that on the.
Yes, sir.
Oh my god.
Kyle, I don't know why, but I can't figure out what team this is.
I can't either.
Man, so that is the Colorado Avalanche. They took
Against the law.
They took a
It's
jersey
terrible.
from. They took the original team, the Colorado Rockies, that existed in the 1970s. The Colorado Rockies then moved to New Jersey, which is why the New Jersey Devils reverse retro are the exact same colors and almost the identical jersey, because they both took jerseys from the same exact team, because they're both based from the same exact franchise.
Yeah, but that jersey,
fine.
that
Wait.
Jersey Devil logo looks.
Yeah, that looks
That
way
devil-
better.
I agree.
Good.
No, I agree. The Devils did it, but they both took the same jersey. Colorado did it shittily, and the Devils did it slightly better.
Slightly. It wasn't like not much better, but like
Yeah,
it looks
it's-
decent.
This Blue Jackets jersey is Chef Kiss.
No,
Like
no.
this is
It's-
so
No.
beautiful.
No.
Yes, it
No.
is. It is gorgeous.
I do like it.
Oh, no, man. I was gonna put it in this. We've seen better from them, because I
No,
want the
that's
fucking
so
cannon.
crisp.
Slightly
I
above
want
par.
the cannon.
Oh,
I
so
want
it's
the cannon.
bias. It's not because it
I
looks
want
good. It's
the-
because you want the cannon.
No. Also,
Oh.
I don't like the black. If they didn't do black there,
Bro,
I
I
would
love
have
the
been
black.
But
I do too.
They
I like it.
Also, anybody want to hear a fun story about the Columbus Blue Jackets founding?
Yeah.
What's the
Yes.
Bruins score right now while you're doing that?
So,
Oh,
I was
Debbie.
at,
1-1.
so for those of you who don't know, I'm in law school.
Really?
Are you?
I'm in a class called Business
No.
Structures and Agencies right now, and we're going over something called fiduciary duties or whatever. And one of the cases is about the Columbus Blue Jackets founding and how the original person who was trying to found the Columbus Blue Jackets, I believe it was Lamar Hunt actually. I could be wrong, but I think it was Lamar Hunt. He ended up trying to like do a side deal, and he wouldn't do. Basis of the story is Lamar Hunt wouldn't do an advertising deal with Progressive for this arena, so they didn't have an arena to play in. So the partner that he had investing with him said, you know what, if he won't, I will. Formed his own other investing group on the side and founded the Columbus Blue Jackets and cut Lamar Hunt out of the deal. Straight up cut him out.
that's hilarious.
Sorry for the long-winded explanation. I read that case like 3 weeks ago.
Fair enough. Edmonton Oilers.
I hated that jersey. I
we've
hated
seen
it.
Better.
I hated
I
that
want to
jersey.
like it. I want
The
to
thing
like
is,
it.
it's the orange that's throwing me off, man. It's
I really want
Yeah.
to like it, but I
No, I
can't
agree.
say I love it.
I agree.
Now this Florida Panthers jersey,
Oh,
though.
Yes!
Put it down.
It's
Put it
so
down one more.
dope.
Put it down one more.
Kyle, it won the
No!
second
No.
place.
It sucked. It shouldn't have. Listen,
What
It's
is it?
so good.
It's
The
a
logo-
palm tree playing
Stop.
hockey.
it's not a fucking panther. They're the Panthers, not the palm
They are the
trees.
palm trees.
Get out. Get it out. Get it off.
Yeah,
No,
I
she go
gotta-
down one.
Good.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I gotta agree with Kyle a little bit.
Thank
because-
you. No.
I mean, as
No.
the jersey itself, it looks great, but
Okay.
Yes.
if you're,
This
if you're
is-
going from the purpose of this, of it's the Florida Panthers, if I saw that and thought Florida Panthers, the worst part is these jerseys, a team, a group of people are just making these decisions. It's hard
Dude,
to
it's
see why-
perfect. They're the only Florida team. It makes so
Bro,
much
it's
sense.
No, Tampa Tampa Bay Bay Lightning.
Bay
Well, the
Lightning.
Tampa Bay Lightning aren't real, bud. These are the
It's still in Florida.
Panthers.
We're not talking about
Bro,
birds that aren't
hold
real.
on a
This
minute.
is real stuff. Come on.
I
no.
understand, like, it's supposed to be the reverse retros. It's supposed to be based on something, but just look at that. It is
It's
gorgeous.
so funny.
It's so
Is it
fucking
beautiful?
clean.
Yes, it's nice looking, but you can't. The assignment wasn't make up your jersey.
I
that
don't
never
care what the
existed
assignment
before.
was.
The
That's
assignment
getting
was
an A.
reverse a retro, Jacob. They did
I
not
don't-
reverse the retro.
Kyle.
They threw on a
Kyle.
shoulder patch as their main logo.
Kyle,
We did.
No.
Kyle, understand I don't care what the assignment was because
I
that shit is
care.
so clean.
No.
Yes, put the Kings in the best tier because I also loved that one.
Yeah, come on. That
Yeah,
Kings
Alex-
jersey is
Alex-
absolutely
No,
amazing.
That
The
crown
only
is
thing-
beautiful.
It's just they've also kind of done this before, so I wasn't wowed by it, but it is nice.
But it
No,
is
they
a
need a
retro
party.
jersey, and they've done
Yeah.
retro jerseys before.
Yes, but it's not a reverse of it. So
Hey,
like,
the Mountain Dew jersey. Hey, the
Subway
Mountain
jersey.
Dew.
The Subway jersey.
No, the Subway Mountain Dew. Let's go. Hey, Russell Wilson's a wild pen now. Let's go.
The seven.
I
the
think that is
7-Up
the perfect
jersey.
category for it.
Yeah, slightly above par. Yeah,
It is
Yeah.
nice, but
It's nice, but they've also done it before. They literally did this exact same jersey for the first time, just in white. They didn't try anything new, so yeah. Like,
I respect this jersey, but I
I
don't
love it.
love it.
dude, it's a reverse retro. You can't do a reverse retro of any sport. You have to pick a reverse retro of a hockey jersey. They literally picked the Montreal Expos color scheme and said, "Yep, that works for a hockey team." It's bad enough that the Montreal Canadiens stole the Montreal Expos mascot. Now they got to take their colors too. What is happening, Canadians? What are you doing?
They're trying to get out of Montreal like the Expos did.
Yeah.
Seriously.
That will never happen. No, that's never gonna happen.
Okay, that
I like
Predators
the
jersey
continuity.
is kind of dope.
So it is, but they did it a few years ago. I'm pretty sure. Like it's like
Not
a
with that
pretty.
logo.
Like, I
Not
like
with that
that
logo.
jersey.
It's nice. I wanted it in blue. I really did. Like, I wanted it in blue. There's only one team that I think can wear yellow as the primary, and it's not the Predators.
Is it the
It's
Bruins?
not. Yes. Like I really think the only team that really should be allowed to wear yellow as the
I
primary.
think the Penguins could
What
do
would
it.
you do about Vegas?
They
They're
have
gold.
gold.
They're not yellow.
Not
They're
yellow.
gold.
Yellow,
Yeah,
gold,
different.
whatever.
Yeah, we'll get to this when we get there, but that's all I'm saying.
So
Uh,
are we all in agreement that that's we've seen better here, or is it slightly
Which one?
above
Which
par
one are we
tier?
doing?
The jersey,
Oh.
the Devils.
Yeah, it's slightly above par. Like, it's a nicely done jersey. It's just,
I
like-
don't know. It's because
Like
I think those are
top of the
weird.
we've seen better tier.
Yeah, I think that
Are
goes
we
right
with
there.
that?
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Doesn't wow me.
That's a
Yo,
devil.
I love this jersey. I still would only put it like slightly above par.
I think it's dope.
The only thing I hate about it is the striping. They should have kept the wave, man. The wave is what
No,
made.
wait, it used to be in a wave, bud. That
It
would have
used
been
to be in a
dope.
wave. That's what made the.
Oh, I
Fishman
kind of,
jersey.
I'm losing
Yo.
forward now. Makes me want to move it down.
It's about. I was about to say it's got to move down now.
Yeah. They
If
just
that was still a
diagonalized.
wave, bud, it might be in Chef's Kiss. I mean, no cap. Like it's.
I agree, but it's not. So no. Speaking
Okay.
of Chef's
Talk
Kiss,
about a bland jersey.
oh,
Yeah,
Stop
look,
it,
this is
man.
against the
oh,
law.
Fifty
I'm rioting. I'm
better.
rioting. No shit. No way. Get out of here. I swear to
All right.
God, no.
I'll
No,
put it at
no.
the top of slightly above par. I don't.
How was that? Okay, no. First off, the
I'll
colors
be
scheme
honest.
was
I
actually
like the
absolutely
Columbus Blue Jackets jersey significantly better than I like the Rangers jersey.
I don't think it's significantly better. I think it's a little
do.
bit better.
I do like it.
bullshit.
No, that's just like no bias, just the like,
no
my
bias.
jersey
I do in
preference.
general.
Like
That's fine.
I
I'm
like,
gonna
it.
need
I
to
like
it
it
now.
like slightly better.
No, stop it. I'm
Austin,
It's gotta go
Austin, as a
above
non-biased third party, do you like the which one? Like, what do you think?
I think that's better.
The Rangers one. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Like no bias, obviously, because I don't care about it either. I like the like it's just a simple classic like blue red, like it looks nice. I like it.
Don't get me
Okay.
wrong, I like it. I just like the.
Well,
Blue
if you like
Jackets
that
better.
jersey and you want simple and classic, this is your simple and
delete that.
classic.
That
right
thing is
there.
disgusting.
That is against the law. Stop the madness.
Are you kidding me?
It's
That
the
looks
exact
sick.
same.
The sleeves are awful.
Dude,
The sleeves are
Nick.
awful.
Steve, did you just say it looks
What?
sick? Kick him from
Yeah.
the podcast.
See,
Look at the current Senators jersey right now.
see,
Look
Oh,
at their
it
current.
looks-
phone.
And I'm correct.
see, Kyle, because
Yes.
I don't know anything, I do like it a lot.
Look at their.
Oh
current
yeah,
jersey.
no, it looks so cool.
Hold up.
Joe
Oh yeah, it's
It's
the exact same.
Fucking
Actually,
what they do?
It's
What
the
they
same
stripe-
shit.
It's the same fucking jersey.
So I want to
outta
know when they
here.
were deciding this. It's like, what? Like, was it the end of the day? It's like, oh shit, we have to do the Senators right now. All right, let me just. I'm just gonna
Guys-
repost this because I gotta
guys,
go home. and
take
scrap
off the
it.
stripe and add a patch. That'll work.
This jersey's kind of dope, though. No cap.
I
Anyways,
agree, but that's
look, what did the Flyers do, bud?
Dude, they
Like,
didn't even
What did
try.
they do?
They didn't even try.
It just looks like
That's
the same
even
one.
worse.
Dude,
It is.
so bad.
That's like one of the only ones that I know. And what?
Just. Well, I'm waiting. The shitters.
You don't even deserve their name there. They didn't do anything. It is the same logo on the same jersey. No effort. Give me
To be
primary
fair-
orange.
To be fair, they have never had a different logo in their franchise history.
Yeah,
But
keep the
at
same
least
logo
the
as
Detroit
orange.
tried.
Yes, no, it's exactly. I'm agreeing. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to give a little bit slight.
I mean,
They deserve to be where
Kyle,
they are.
they
They're
deserve to be
terrible.
where they are because you're talking to a
Yes.
person who doesn't follow the NHL. I knew that they didn't do anything.
They did
Yeah.
it. I don't even think there's any orange in that jersey at all, and that's their primary color.
Kyle, I know you're gonna hate this. This is a chef's kiss jersey.
No,
right here.
I know.
I
I love
like
that
it.
jersey.
I
Yeah,
love that.
It might
is that
be
the
like
Penguin?
right
Yeah.
here.
it's better than the Florida jersey style.
It's like
It's better.
I love the logo. I love the jersey. I think the logo being this big is important.
I'm
Yeah.
so
Wow.
glad that they went with the Robo Penguin. So for those of you who don't know, all of these jerseys are supposed to be based from like 90s to early 2000s logos, and all of them have like funky names. This one is called the Robo Penguin.
Dude, it's dope.
That's
I love
so
it.
sick.
That's the original jersey, and I wish they kind of
That's the original one.
I wish they kind of kept the terrible striping because that would have made it so much funnier.
No,
but,
I
you
think
know,
they did a good job.
No,
think
I
they-
agree. I'm just being picky at that point, like saying
Yeah.
I wish they did the bad striping. But other than that, there is a funny meme where they compare the Penguins Robo jersey and they had it connecting to the Flyers logo because the striping almost matched up entirely.
That's funny.
So it is pretty clever.
I'm glad you mentioned what retro really meant because I'm like, this is Seattle's first season. How can they have a retro?
Yeah, but there's like they have to do what they have to do. Like
They have to try. It was the same situation for Vegas because Vegas only existed 5 years
Yeah,
ago.
and Vegas
There's a-
memed on them, and they got double memed on. But Vegas
Yeah.
tweeted at them like they knew, but they knew what they're doing. Okay, my favorite jersey, this whole thing, not the Bruins, is next because the LA Chargers have joined hockey. Let's go, the LA Chargers. It's
That
obviously.
jersey is
It's
no.
eh.
No,
it's an
Nick,
eh jersey.
stop. No, put it. No,
It's
put
like
it down.
We've seen
slightly
better.
above
No,
par.
come on,
Like-
dude. No,
We've seen better.
Like,
It's not even based off of a jersey they wore. It's not even based off of a team. It's based off of a team that hasn't existed since the '60s.
Like if our we've seen
Stop.
better category is where it is, it's dead in the middle of that because I
Yes.
like the two on the left better and I hate the two on the right.
I will say I do think it's funny. It's pretty much the LA Chargers. Like that's.
That's literally what it is.
It's also a teal, not a blue, for the record. So it's not even the Chargers.
Okay.
I'm just
This
saying.
Kraken jersey is dope.
I love
I
Seattle.
love it.
Like the fact that they didn't have a retro jersey to
Oh.
work with and they still made something that looked
I
that
do
nice.
like it because
That
I
was
do
so
think they tried to make retro
Yes.
striping. They tried to make what a retro jersey might have looked like 80 years ago.
I do wish they had pulled out like an alternate logo, but I know they don't have one, so I get it.
They're still
They
working
do
on
have
it.
a shoulder patch, but it wouldn't have worked for like this type of thing. Like
No, but like, could you imagine if they did some sort of Kraken logo instead of just the S, like an
I'm
actual
sure-
Yeah.
Kraken?
Actual Kraken,
That
that
shit
would
would have
really
been
sick.
amazing.
Okay,
Let me look
the-
up some cool Kraken stuff while we. do
if
that.
it couldn't get any closer to this, let's just, I mean, dude.
Oh,
it's-
no.
Same fucking thing.
Stop. No, come on, put it back. That is not even close. They don't use that logo. That's it. That is
It's
not
an
their
old
core.
logo. It is an old logo.
That is their
And-
original Dallas logo. And
yeah,
it's-
but the rest of it's just boring.
what? No, I think
Kyle,
you guys
I could go literally cut 6 inches of grass and put on his arm. You would be able to tell me the difference.
Yes.
It's literally just 2 strips of grass. Like, I can't say that's good. I can say it's okay because I like the logo. I don't like anything else.
Yeah, if I'm a player, I don't want to put that on.
Man.
At least
I
they
think
go
you
for
could-
Monster
This
instead of Mountain
shit,
Energy.
No, speaking of the best, man.
That-
Now that is
that
fucking
shit.
Dude, they didn't even make our
Uh,
Final Four.
Yeah.
Look at
That's
this.
a clean
because
jersey.
Panthers, not even wearing a Panther as their logo, beat them, which is bullshit.
That's because that
The Storm
jersey,
jersey.
is fucking
Look at this.
dope.
No, look at Storm jersey, Nick. That's what it's memes right there.
Also, Jake, check the
Storm
chat.
jersey.
This is like, imagine they use this symbol on their, this Kraken symbol on their jerseys.
They're calling it the
hold
Storm
on. I gotta
jersey.
go look.
Yeah, right there. There it is.
I need better
Look at
color.
that,
These
man.
are all awful.
dude.
Yeah, okay, and that's
That
That's
is
dope.
sick. And
this
they
is a
literally-
very old logo. It's a very old, good logo. They added on to it. This is literally what the Islanders should have done, but like this
Yeah.
right here. Like,
This is much
No,
better than
that-
the Panthers.
Yeah.
No, it's
oh
not.
no.
Yes,
I
That jersey
love
is
that one.
dope, but it's not better than the Panthers logo.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it could
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
the Tampa Bay Coconuts,
I what?
Haha, it's true.
No, that makes a
Bro.
lot more.
or not the.
Honestly,
I'm not talking about the
looking at
Lightning.
this
The other
jersey-
one, Florida Coconuts.
Florida Coconuts.
I
gotta
do.
say, the-
I do
That's
think it's better
Justin's
than
gaming
Florida's
team.
jersey, but I
No,
did
the-
vote for Florida for the meme. So
I
Yeah,
voted
the
for
more I look
Florida
at
because
this-
that jersey is just fucking awesome.
It's
The more I
good.
look at
God,
the Florida
that one.
jersey, the more I hate it. It looks.
Thank
awful.
you.
I'm not a fan of it.
Thank you.
I also
It
will
looks
say
so awful.
I didn't get a good look at that Lightning jersey before right now, so it is close. Like it is very like I love
Okay,
the jersey for the Lightning, but
Maple
Yeah,
Leafs-
the
Speaking
Maple Leafs-
of being god awful,
Awful.
did they change anything of their
Did they?
jersey?
did they do anything?
Did
I think they just made the blue more vibrant.
I'm not seeing a difference.
this is
man.
their jersey: 2 white, 1 white.
Uh,
2 white, 2 white, 2 white. My bad. One more white stripe. They cut it in half and moved it up.
It's
Yikes.
so bad, man. They couldn't even have like look at
Yikes!
Dude,
Yikes!
their '90s logo is so classic because it's what we grew up with. Like, why
Nick, you
couldn't they
can't
just
read the
put that on?
text.
Yeah, I know.
Barely.
Who
Why
cares? Just
couldn't
make a
you have
yikes.
done the, like, you could have done so much with this.
And we thought it couldn't get worse.
Anyways, this is a W of a logo of a jersey.
I love it.
I like it there.
Why am I struggling right now?
What do you mean?
Nothing. No, that's fine. It's a good jersey. I think slightly above par is where it could be the chef kiss as well. It's very close. It is a good jersey. It didn't make it to the four, I
Man,
think.
I
Or
don't
tops.
like it. I really don't like it.
Really?
Well,
Kyle, this time, not the time.
No, I'm just saying it's. I don't know
It's
what
okay.
it is about it. I really don't. I just don't like it. But things I do like. That one's coming up.
I hate the Vegas
go.
jersey.
No, stop.
I hate
no,
it.
No.
No,
It's boring.
no.
It's
Move it
fucking
up.
awful.
It's
Move it
very
up.
boring.
Slightly
It
above. You
glows.
put it in that one.
It glows in the dark.
I
That
don't
font,
care.
You should.
It's
hey,
all-
Kyle, how often is it dark in a hockey rink?
That doesn't matter to me. I
Yes,
like-
it does.
I-
It
Kyle,
matters.
that sounds like a hockey rink that
Because
didn't
you're
pay their
telling a
electric
feature
bill.
We're never gonna see.
Look up what it's supposed to look like in the glow in the dark. I just
Oh,
want
our
people to
jersey's
be able
gonna
to
be
see
so
it.
cool. We don't pay our electric bill and the light goes out. Get out of here, Kyle.
It looks so good, man. I also have a thing for script jerseys. I do love it because that's my favorite team.
That looks so much cool. Like the.
It's
Oh
so
my god,
Yeah,
the
popular.
The
doors.
gold jersey looks better, but this jersey looks dope. But whatever.
I would
hate
prefer that
red
than
jersey.
just Vegas on the front of it. That's dumb and boring, Kyle.
I know you guys are boring.
Wait, they used to have a
Like, gotta
Las
look it up
Vegas
in the-
Thunder team?
Yeah. Oh, there
See,
it is.
look
Got
at
it.
that. Come on,
Bro,
that looks so cool.
That looks
Yeah,
cool for
for
3
1
seconds
second,
when they
no
turn the
way.
lights off.
No,
No
The game, like, oh, it's
Not-
just ugly
no,
ass
no,
jerseys
Nick.
now.
No,
I'd
no.
still buy the jerseys.
It's,
Yes, I
it's
would.
in the
Nick.
we've seen better category. That's really
We've
where
seen-
it's at.
We've seen better. We've seen a lot.
First
better.
one, I like the first above them all. If it's in that.
No,
grid.
I would take the Panthers jersey over that crap. Yeah.
Oh, I would too. Yeah, 100%. This
I really
jersey.
love-
Okay,
I
this
love-
jersey.
Looks
The
sick.
logo sucks, but the jersey itself is fantastic.
Did you just
No,
say the
slut-
logo
no.
sucks?
The logo
Dude,
looks
I
fantastic.
love
Did
that
you
jersey.
just say the logo
I
sucks?
do. I think it sucks. I really don't like the
What?
I
logo.
love that logo.
What?
I
What?
don't like the
That is
coloring with the.
Cool.
No,
I
I
don't like
think
the coloring, man.
No way, man. Nick, look
I
at
don't
that.
like
Bro,
this
that thing
coloring.
looks so good.
Dude, that is so awesome.
That looks
dude.
cool.
That
That
is
looks
cool.
sick.
Oh, it's beautiful. No, it's the best. It did win. No, it's right next to the Panthers, I'd say, actually. Because it did win 3rd place, so I'll agree with it.
That's why I
'Cause we
put it
had the
originally.
Panthers there, yeah, so.
I like the Penguins better than that one though. Okay.
That's
I
fair.
don't. No, I don't. But it's your opinion. So
Okay, this is the definition of average, but in a good way. Like it's
Yeah.
like you know, it's like the bottom of slightly above par, right? Like it's
I
like
agree.
average. Like I would wear that jersey, but I wouldn't buy that jersey over other jerseys.
they've just done it before too, man. So like I'm
Yeah.
kind of getting sick of that logo. Like they've used it to death. And yeah, that jersey is garbage.
It's like,
Yeah.
what is this? Like,
So okay,
My
I need to go even lower. You
It's
need
a
another
little-
tier, Nick.
I feel
Just to
obligated
give you a
step
little
up to
history.
playing defense.
So hold on, Jake. Let me just give you like a brief history. So it is based on what the original St. Louis Blues jersey was supposed to be, but the original jersey was rejected because of how god awful it looks. So they rejected the original design of it, and then they decided, yeah, let's bring back the original design of what it was supposed to be. So
this
that's
is
what
better. This is
I
better.
hate that jersey. No, it is
Still
better though.
better than this.
It is though. It is still better because yeah, it's kind of
$200.
yeah,
So-
$300 for these jerseys, man.
Looks like a bumblebee.
That's
I
really
feel
sad.
I feel obligated to step up in defense of this jersey. My girlfriend's dad is a Blues fan.
Okay, no. You
So,
just,
out of
you're just-
any respect, I have to put it in the "Did you even try" category.
No, you're outvoted. Sorry,
No,
Jake.
it's gotta
Yeah,
go
no.
even below. You need another one.
A for effort on the defense, but they're
A
called
for
the St. Louis-
effort.
They're the St. Louis Blues, not the St. Louis Yellows. So sorry.
Yo, the Blues refers to the music, not the color.
Yes, even that's even sadder.
Wait,
What?
this isn't working. Wait, sorry,
It's
sorry,
got
sorry.
the nice little jazz note. It looks so nice. I mean, I don't love the vibrant yellow, but like the logo's kind of cool.
No.
I can see where Jake's going with it, and I could tell that that was a music note.
Oh yeah, I know what it's for. I
yeah.
just still think the jersey's god awful.
If you had a bad dream. I thought he was gonna say if you had a bad day, like the song.
Anyways, so yeah, if you had a bad dream, but you weren't asleep, so
Bro.
I
That's
think
a
it's
lot
a
more
pretty good
columns.
list. I think it's a pretty good list. I can't complain.
So
And
Well, that
do
was-
we want to move any jerseys? Final thoughts on some jerseys?
Nah, we got it basically right.
We're
set.
good.
There's no dissents here.
Wait, you know, I have to look at something. Go ahead, Jake. I'm sorry.
Just the fact is, that Coyotes jersey should be in. This should be illegal.
See,
but
you
that's all I
say
gotta
that, but it's brown.
Dude,
but hold up,
Look at that
bud.
original. Look at that
Dude,
purple
it's-
jersey. man. That purple jersey is
It's dope.
iconic.
It
and
is
that's
pretty
how they
dope.
decided to like.
This is
no,
also dope, by the way.
I hate that green.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
why-
the orange and maroon is just gross.
I don't.
You see
I see. I like that
brown,
one.
It's the desert, bro. At night.
No,
That
cool.
no.
I'm not saying it looks
That-
better than the purple, but I do think it looks cool.
I'm with you, Nick. I think that one's not that bad.
Fucking awful.
I'm
It
with
literally
Jake.
looks like what I
No.
wore in elementary school. I'm not joking. I
No, no,
wore
I
that
bet-
outfit.
I bet you wore the bumblebee jersey at the bottom.
Wait, what?
The Blues.
Oh man, no, I never wore yellow. Not for me.
Well,
Did
that is
anybody
it
have
for
that
our
yellow
retro-
with the smiley face on it? You remember that? The smiley face shirt?
Like a Walmart
all
shirt?
yellow. Anybody? Yeah, anybody wear that?
Of
No.
course, I did. I had
Oh my god. I had one. Someone gave it to me for a Christmas present. Mom, this is god ugly.
So I'm gonna grab a screenshot of this to throw up on our Twitter. But did we have anything else anyone wanted to do today or talk about?
I think we're good.
I do just have one quick shout out. Phil Kessel, Phil the Thrill, just tied the all-time Ironman streak record for hockey. So he is
What does that mean?
most
Means he's
consecutive games played. In
Yeah.
NHL. So you're welcome. He is tied for second place right now. So
Go Tony Stark.
yeah,
Hey,
just
Tony.
tied
Oh,
Keith Yandel. So there you go. He's Phil the Thrill is on pace to break that record. He also almost scored his 400th career goal last night until the NHL rulebook decided it had to be followed because they ruled the goal offsides and had to disallow the goal.
Yeah,
So
what the heck?
I'm
I'm
not
just-
gonna
I'm
lie
just-
to you. Rules were meant to be bent.
exactly, they should have allowed it just for Phil. Dude's only diet consists of hot dogs. I'm just saying.
Dude,
He's
honestly,
an icon.
I can
Let's
tell
go,
you right
Bruins
now.
up 2-1, baby.
I can tell you right now the rules were meant to be bent because Justin Fields never gets a roughing the passer call.
Oh, okay. Well,
Ever.
that's where we end the podcast for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching episode 34. We do very much appreciate you and hope you enjoyed our very first special guest. If you are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, thank you so much for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for stopping by and taking a look. We will see you guys next week.